feel I got the speed over Canelo. I got the reach over him. He might got the size, the power. I got the better skills, boxing skills.
Would it be more of a cat and mouse?
Oh.
The reality is Canelo does put people out. From Kirkland to Amir Khan to just...
Don't do
honestly,
I'm just saying, man.
No, but he's not. Kovalev.
Kovalev was older. And he does.
Billy
he
Joe.
does. Don't get me wrong. He does have.
We don't need no excuses to get this win.
All right, last one.
Yeah, just your prediction then for the fight.
I'm going to whip his ass. Simple.
Carl Froch throws fuel on the fire, hyping Dubois as a reborn savage and even warning Usyk to withdraw before it's too late. But behind the chaos, Froch sounds like a man trying to convince himself. Deep down, he knows Usyk isn't just another fighter. He's a calculated monster who eats hype for breakfast. Dubois may roar louder, but Usyk operates in total silence with clinical destruction. Froch's warning isn't a prediction, it's a plea because when the bell rings, it won't be Dubois delivering the shock, it'll be Usyk delivering the lesson.
I think both guys are going to be in great shape like always. And look, I'm favoring Crawford because I just think Crawford is an awkward fighter, and I think he's going to give Canelo problems.
Dubois is a powerhouse, but then comes the harsh truth. After over 40 sparring rounds with Usyk, Dave Allen admits he never landed clean. That's the reality Dubois is walking into. Usyk isn't a target, he's a ghost with fists. Dubois may hit hard, but he's facing a master who makes punchers miss. And quit. People hype that one low blow moment, but Dubois froze when it mattered. No follow-up, no instinct against Usyk's genius. Brute strength means nothing here. This isn't war, it's surgical humiliation, and Dubois is already swinging blind.
You think you can hurt him?
Yep. Anybody could be hurt in the fight. Canelo got a great chin, though. But anybody could be hurt on any given night. Don't ever think a guy can't be hurt, man.
On the other hand, Aegis Klimas detonates the hype machine with a savage reality check. Alexander Usyk owns more UK fans than Daniel Dubois himself. That's not just controversial, it's humiliating. In Dubois's own backyard, the cheers won't echo for the local hero. It tears apart the hometown fairy tale, revealing the real crowd favorite is the Ukrainian maestro. While Dubois swings for redemption, Usyk walks in like the true headline liner, respected, feared, and worshipped. This isn't just a fight, it's a takeover, the brutal truth. Dubois isn't defending home turf. He's renting the spotlight from a global icon.
Lace up the gloves. And so it's my job as a trainer. It's the job of Saudi, the job of Red, whoever else is coming in camp with us, Bernie, to lead him to that win.
Respected boxing icon Lennox Lewis gives Daniel Dubois credit for hard work, raw power, and solid fundamentals, recognizing the potential in the young heavyweight. But Lewis doesn't sugarcoat the truth. Facing Alexander Usyk is a different level entirely. Having tools isn't enough when your opponent is a ring general with flawless timing, movement, and fight IQ. While Dubois trains to throw bombs, Usyk prepares to dismantle them. Mentally and physically, Lewis knows Dubois might have moments, but Usyk dominates with poise, precision, and brilliance. Against Usyk, power fades, but skill remains king. And no one matches the Ukrainian's elite mastery.
Fancy Terence Crawford, yeah? But the weight, I'm leaning toward Canelo, because, I think it's going to suit Canelo more, the weight advantage. But, I wouldn't be surprised if Terence Crawford won. And I wouldn't be surprised.
James Ali Bashir, the man who once molded Daniel Dubois, has delivered a thunderous betrayal, openly backing Alexander Usyk in the rematch. This isn't just a change of opinion, it's a brutal rejection of Dubois's entire comeback story. Bashir dismantles the illusion of improvement, branding Dubois's recent wins as nothing more than temporary smoke masking long-standing flaws. Even the grueling bout with Gerald Miller earns no respect, just a survival act from a fighter out of his depth. Bashir acknowledges Dubois's heart, but insists it won't be enough against a technical killer like Usyk. This isn't about loyalty, it's about reality. He believes Usyk will not only defeat Dubois again, but completely dismantle him this time.
I thought Canelo was going to win, but I don't like what I've seen in the last couple of fights from Canelo. I'm just saying, right? They're both, in my opinion, gently on the decline, yeah? Gently. And that's not disrespectful because I'm a huge Crawford fan. Huge Crawford fan.
Masatuma explodes with unfiltered rage, tearing apart the hype surrounding both Alexander Usyk and Daniel Dubois. He brands Usyk as a flashy technician, quick on his feet, yes, but lacking the savage grit required when things get truly ugly in the ring. But Atuma doesn't stop there. He unloads on Dubois with no mercy, calling him mentally weak, emotionally breakable, and a gym-built figure trying to survive in a battlefield meant for warriors. According to Atuma, Dubois has never passed a real pressure test and crumbles the moment the fire intensifies. He dismisses Dubois' power as ineffective against a mastermind like Usyk and mocks the idea of an upset. Atuma believes this isn't a redemption arc, it's a setup for a televised breakdown. In his eyes, July 19th won't be Dubois' rise. It will be the night everything falls apart in front of millions.
But I'm leaning towards Terence.
Oh, okay.
Remember this though. Terence and Moose is almost like similar when it comes to that weight thing. Like
Yes.
the Moose gets up big, but I seen Moose at a certain weight where he can handle them big.
Eddie Hearn does his best to rally behind Daniel Dubois, but the cracks in his confidence are impossible to ignore. His words feel scripted, strained, like he's selling hope, not certainty. The truth, Dubois is walking into a nightmare. That devastating loss to Joseph Parker didn't just knock him down, it ripped away his momentum and exposed holes he still hasn't patched. Meanwhile, Alexander Usyk remains a ruthless, clinical master of the craft, while Dubois shakes off. Ring rust, Usyk is sharpening blades. Even Amir Khan, despite giving Dubois some praise, couldn't deny the gulf in class. Usyk is still too fast, too smart, too calculated. Dubois might have power, but Usyk has precision, poise, and purpose. This rematch isn't just a second chance, it's a test Dubois may not survive. The difference is clear, one man's rebuilding, the other's reigning, and the gap between them may be too wide to ever close.
But I think Crawford is he and I might change my mind again, but I don't know, man. Crawford he is one of those special fighters. You know, Canelo's a special fighter also, but Crawford just and I say this from a long time ago, man. I like with one of my coaches, I used to like he never think that Crawford was that good. I said, listen, Crawford.
Amir Khan heaps praise on Daniel Dubois, calling him a transformed powerhouse with renewed focus and lethal intent. He highlights Dubois' growth since the Usyk defeat, mentally sharper, physically stronger, and hungry for redemption. But beneath the hype, Khan admits brute force won't be enough. Usyk isn't just a champion, he's a tactician. One misstep and Dubois will pay. Meanwhile, boxing analyst Masatuma sounds the alarm louder, labeling this less a fight and more a cerebral dismantling. Usyk doesn't swing wild. He dissects, disorients, and dominates with surgical precision. Dubois isn't just up against a fighter, he's up against a mind that thrives in chaos.
Just for him to go back in there and fight Lamont. I think Lamont is a hell of a fighter. I can see that going left, so he better be on his A game.
Alex Krasiuk, Alexander Usyk's longtime promoter, flips the script like a seasoned chess player. He hypes up Daniel Dubois as a reinvented monster, claiming he's no longer raw, but a refined threat. But don't be fooled, this isn't praise, it's a psychological setup. As Usyk's trusted promoter, Krasiuk knows exactly how to build the perfect illusion. He's laying the groundwork, so when Usyk systematically dismantles Dubois, the world sees it as more than a win. It's a demolition of a so-called beast. Dubois may come loaded with muscle and rage, but against a cerebral technician like Usyk, That's just wasted energy. Power means nothing when it swings at air. Crawford is using Dubois's own hype against him, feeding the storyline for what's coming. A cold, clinical Usyk masterclass. This isn't mutual respect. This is calculated. Chaos, and Crawford is helping Usyk set the perfect stage for another brutal exposure.
I think Crawford was both was everybody always say he hasn't fought nobody, or everybody that he fought is a new name. But I'm gonna tell you like this: what Crawford said, well, there was something until Crawford fought him. So obviously he's doing a great job because
Teddy Atlas doesn't sugarcoat it. He calls Alexander Usyk a generational fighter, the kind who would dominate in any era. In Atlas's eyes, Usyk isn't just impressive, he's dangerously complete. He's not a one-trick powerhouse or a flashy specialist. He's a cold technician with unmatched mental control, elite footwork, and relentless precision. Atlas emphasizes that while Usyk may not lead in any one category, his all-around mastery turns him into a riddle most fighters can't solve. That balance, that adaptability, it's what turns champions into legends. Atlas draws the line clearly. Hype fades, but Usyk's kind of greatness is built to last.
Dominated in a fashion that the world was ready to see, and then we seen his last fight. So we're kind of taking off from your last fight. So that it's going to be a great fight. I can't pick a winner, but experience speaks, and experience will trump everything.
Tyson Fury storms into the trilogy showdown, firing off threats and promising total destruction of Alexander Usyk to reclaim his so-called throne. He shouts about revenge, redemption, and rewriting history. But underneath the noise lies desperation. Usyk already schooled him twice, tore through his unpredictability, and exposed every weakness. Now Fury's wild rants sound more like a man clinging to what's left of a shattered legacy. The truth, this isn't a comeback, it's a farewell tour. Usyk's icy precision, flawless control, and unmatched composure are made to crush chaos, and in this third battle, he's not just defending belts, he's erasing the Fury era for good.
Could give him the edge over Crawford.
I think Canelo. I like Crawford, I really like Crawford. I think Canelo's too big, too experienced. He's been in massive fights for years now against superstars, and well, he's a superstar, but...
Tyson Fury finally speaks after back-to-back defeats to Alexander Usyk, but there's no apology, no humility, just deflection. He admits he left the fight in the judge's hands, then casually blames the system for what slipped through his fingers instead of remorse. Fury plays it cool, claiming he's not crying over spilled milk. But fans aren't buying the act. Beneath the surface, the truth stings. Usyk didn't just beat him, he exposed him twice. The footwork, the timing, the mental edge. Fury had no answer. His tricks didn't work, his gas tank ran dry. And the so-called Gypsy King fell. From his throne, no spin can rewrite what happened in that ring. Usyk dismantled the myth piece by piece, and while Fury talks legacy, it's Usyk who now defines it. The debate is over. The crown doesn't belong to the loudest voice, but to the quiet technician who made history in silence. And now, the final chapter looms like a storm cloud over the heavyweight division. Alexander Usyk stands calm, calculated, and quietly terrifying, ready to close the saga with brutal precision. Tyson Fury, once the self-proclaimed king, now faces a reckoning. No more excuses, no more games. This is legacy on the line. One wrong move, one lapse in judgment, and Usyk will turn the trilogy into a career-defining collapse. The chessboard is set, but the Ukrainian already knows. The ending. Fury may talk, but Usyk executes, and that's what separates legends from loudmouths. This isn't just another fight, it's history in the making. The burning question, will the Gypsy King rise once more, or crumble beneath the genius of Usyk? Drop your predictions in the comments, because what's coming on Fight Night will shake the boxing world to its core.